Hi, this is Chef. This fufu is done. F-U, Death Pizza. This works great. Hiya. This is Reverend Cha-Cha. Hiya, this is Chef Cha-Cha Dave. Tonight I'm making Meatball Stew Tagine. You can pronounce it Tagine too. Sometimes it's spelled T-A-G-J-I-N-E or T-A-G-I-N-E. I pronounce it Tagine. Okay. Now, so I'm going to make these meatballs, and I'm going to do it without the eggs. Okay. But before I start, I'm going to preheat my tagine. Put a little olive oil in here. I'm using a regular electric hot plate tonight because it doesn't work on the induction. The induction needs to have stainless steel or iron, but it doesn't work with aluminum or copper. Okay. At any rate, here's all of the ingredients, and I'm going to explain it as I put them all in. This is going to be a hot tagine. Okay, so it's going to have a lot of heat in there. I'm putting chili peppers. There's chili powder. So here's the meat. I'm going to put everything in this meat, and then I'm going to mix the meat up and make the meatballs. This is whole wheat breadcrumbs plus cornflakes. Okay, then I'm going to put in a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Okay, I'm going to put in some Worcestershire sauce. Now, these ingredients, some of them are going to go in the broth. This is ginger. Alright, this is tikka boti seasoning. Alright, that's a Pakistani seasoning. It's got a lot of nice flavors in there. This is chili powder with a little bit of cinnamon. Alright, now I'm going to put in some rosemary. And I don't want to get it too, just crushed a little bit. Rosemary goes in there. That smells great. Okay, a little bit of cumin seed. Okay, and a little bit more salt. I can feel that it needs it now. So I'm going to get my hands in here. Okay, now I'm going to form these meatballs, and how I do this, I put a little water in here. Since there's no eggs in here, you have it's not a light meatball, I want it dense. Okay, put a little water in my hands. And I'm making the meatballs small. Alright, now we have our meatballs done. Now at this point the oil is warm, and it shouldn't be really frying hot because these are going to just saute a little bit. I turn them around and let them brown with the cover off. Let's see, let's get this little baby right in there, and there we go. Alright, so now these are going to saute for about 10 to 15 minutes or so, and we'll be back. Okay, now the meatballs are just browned, not totally browned. I don't want them totally browned because they're going to cook after I put the stew ingredients in there. Alright, I'm going to move these over to one side like this. Sometimes I get a landslide. That looks pretty good. Okay, now so I'm going to put in my onions. Everything goes in. I'm going to put in mushrooms. Mushrooms have been cut in eighths. These are big mushrooms. Okay, carrots. Now, the next thing I'm going to put in is my chopped plum tomatoes. If they're in big pieces, you just squeeze it slowly. I don't want to try to get AMR with it. It'll shoot across the room. Just a little bit like that. And that is going to go like this. Then I'm going to move the meatballs over on top of everything after this cooks a little more. Okay, now, at this point, I put in my chili peppers, which have been seeded. Look at those colors, isn't that beautiful? So they're not too hot. Celery and potatoes. Potatoes are cut small. And this has to cook for about 2 hours, very low with the cover. Right now, put in some brown sugar. Put a little parsley on top of that. Now I'm going to double up on some of the garlic goes in now next, and just sprinkle it all around. And actually, this doesn't get stirred, it gets folded. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more of my tikka boti seasoning so it's in the actual gravy. Another touch of what's left of my Worcestershire sauce. A little bit more chili powder. Okay, and a little bit more cinnamon, not cinnamon, ginger. And a little kick, red crushed pepper, not too much. A little bit of rosemary. All of these seasonings will bake into the flavors. Okay, and corn and lima beans on top of that. Okay, now what I do is I take a little bit of flour, sprinkle it all around the top, because this is not a lot of gravy in here. I'm going to put a little water in also, and there will not be any lumps. And we need a little pepper, some salt, some parsley, and I am going to put just a little bit of water in here now. Not too much, right in the center, let it go down. Now I'm going to let this work for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and take a look. Oh jeez. Anyway, I wanted to take a look at this and see how this is doing. Amar, you got me. Alright, now, this looks really good, doesn't it? Say it looks good, Amar. Say it. It looks good. Say it! You can do it. Go ahead. Oh, he's so shy. Alright, I'm just putting a little bit of flour and water mixture with a little bit of salt and pepper just to thicken this up just a little bit more. I put some in before. Okay, now I'm putting a little bit of this on here. And what I like to do is just keep this clean, you know? Got to keep everything nice and clean. Alright, this has to go, and I'm going to lower it a little bit for about another, I would say 45 minutes. There you go. Okay, hiya, we're back. Actually, this isn't a big bagel. This is a French bread ring that I made, and this is what we're going to serve this in, okay? It's a secret how I got it to do this. Sometimes I play games with it. It's like a hula hoop, okay? And it's nice and crunchy after it was finished. I actually put it back in the oven so that the inside would get crusty. And Pat Sajak and Vanna White would love this, like the Wheel of Fortune, except oh no, that's different. Yeah, it is, it's right, it's this way. At any rate, so now this is going to go here, okay, in that plate. And what we're going to do, let me just show you this. This is the finished product here. It looks beautiful, and I actually tasted it when no one was looking. I'm going to put a little bit of lemon pepper on top of it. I didn't want the lemon pepper to cook in here. I just want it to be like a layered flavor on the top, okay? And so I'm just going to push that in just a little bit. Okay, and everything is done. I checked to make sure the carrots are soft. They are. Okay, the potatoes, of course, are soft. And the celery is soft. And the meatballs are there. And now I'm going to plate this up. Okay. Alright, you have to be careful. The meatballs, you don't want them to fall apart. Goes right in here. And there is gravy here. You don't have to put all of the gravy in. The bread does get soggy, but that's the whole point. You rip a piece of bread off, you dip it in the sauce, and this is nice and has a nice heat to it. With the chili peppers, this is beautiful. And so you can eat this family style. Everybody just grabs a fork, put it in the middle of the plate, on a big plate, put it on the table, and everybody can just grab a meatball with a fork, put it on there, maybe spoon a little bit of the gravy onto the plate. Now we're not going to taste this tonight. And I don't have a reason, just because. I'm not going to do it. Let me get this guy over here. Now, this is absolutely beautiful. And it's definitely a conversation piece, a little parsley over everything. And you can put just a little bit of pepper on top, just to perk up the flavors, and a little salt. Okay? And then you have Cha-Cha Dave's Meatball Stew Tagine. And you can serve this with sour cream. You can put yogurt in a side dish and dip it into the yogurt, because it is pretty hot, so you're going to want to try and soften that heat. Okay? This is a terrific dish. I love this. Alright, you just take the knife, you cut into the bread, you can rip it off. You know, if it's a rowdy family, you just put your hands in there and rip it off. You go, you know, it depends upon the family. Anyway, enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved making this. This is really fascinating stuff. See you again next time. Bye-bye.